Yeah, it is. Hey, everybody. Happy hump day. I hope you've all had a great day so far. We're just going to have a few, I guess, what the fuck moments before I go to bed for the night. Y'all. All right. How is everybody? How y'all doing? What y'all up to? Okay. Hey, Catherine. Hey, Rondi. Hey, Steph. Hey, Janice. Hey, Rocky. Hey, Duchess. All right. This is kind of a last minute throw together. I have another one planned out with timestamps and everything, but it's going to be a long one. And I do not have enough energy in me tonight to even remotely do a 3-hour stream. And that one's going to take some time because it's pure filth, disgusting, ridiculous, shameful, embarrassing, demeaning, the typical content floating around these days on YouTube, especially when it comes to cases of missing children and how their parents are talked about. So we'll do that one tomorrow. Tonight we'll handle a little noise in the background. So we're going to talk about a senior citizen dog with no bark or bite. I guess this would be the bark. Earbud warning. Can I please take a nap? This is what a senior dog sounds like, by the way. They kind of yip. They don't really have a bark anymore. They just kind of they squeal. So we will be talking about a dog that squeals. Hey Eve, hey Muffin Mouse, Chico. I was cooking dinner when you were live, and I was just like, what the hell? Busy day with mom. Sorry, Duchess. Oh, hey Mal. Good night. If you fall asleep, think hearts back at you. I am worn out. Hey Sparrow. Hey Linda. Okay, let's just go ahead and get into this. So you heard what a senior citizen dog sounds like. Why am I talking about a dog? I wonder why. Well, SF Investigates got accused of some stuff. So we're going to take a look at what this is all about. So we're going to start off with a hat with no brain. This is courtesy of Nick the Hat. We've talked about him numerous times over here. He's just been going. He did another hour-long live stream. You can bet $100,000. I am definitely not reviewing that. No, thank you. There is no fucking way I'm listening to that guy talk in circles and walk in circles for an hour. Sorry. There is not enough. Nope. I don't have enough brain cells left in me or nerve endings in my body to sit through that. Like, that's torturous. So we're going to go listen to his shorter condensed ones. Okay. This all falls under fair use. This is based on my opinion only of the content they put out here publicly. Buckle up, grab your puke bags, your gummies, your drink of choice, whatever you need, because these are still rough.
Resident in this area. 196 of the search for Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian went missing overnight, February 25th into the 26th, and right now it is believed that the last
I wear my sunglasses at night.
time he was seen was being put to bed, according to his mother, on the 25th. The next morning, when she went to wake him up for school, he just wasn't there. So obviously, Dog has 24 people in Tennessee right now
What?
as we speak.
Dog has 24 people in Tennessee right now. Right now, as we speak. This was yesterday. Okay. So we got 24 people in Tennessee.
And they're not out in like fields, right, searching for anything.
They're not out in field searching or anything of useful nature.
Because we are going under the assumption that Sebastian is alive. That's the assumption. That's the overwhelming consensus within the groups investigating.
Groups within the groups. What groups are these?
Whether it be officials or private investigators or.
We haven't heard that. We saw that the FBI came out and released a reward up to $50,000 for any information or prosecution information to leading to his whereabouts or the prosecution, so on and so forth. You guys know. But he's okay. Here we go.
Contractors or assets.
Contractors or assets. So we got a real life Jason Bourne situation going up on and up in this bitch. Dog's got assets, contractors on the ground. 24 of them in Tennessee. Huh.
Terrible.
How many of his kids live in Tennessee and how many kids do they have? Is that what he's talking about? I know he's got 12 kids altogether, but I don't know if any of them live in Tennessee and maybe they have 12 kids. So that maybe that's the 24 he's talking about. I don't fucking know, but okay. Assets and contractors.
Or anybody else that's coming down, right?
Oh.
So in the coming weeks, as information starts to come in and as Dog's team gets a better understanding of who's doing what network initiated what, and
what network initiated what? What type of network are you trying to, what are you doing here, Nick? Like, this is just cringe, my dude. It's about as bad as your hairline.
When I say networks, typically in manhunts, you guys know, like it's a criminal network and stuff like that. But in this case, it's a different kind of network. It's a network, the social network.
It's a different kind of network. It's a social network. We don't have any indication that that's even remotely what's going on, but sure.
I think
sure.
What he means is they have 27 followers.
24
followers on like Facebook.
Oh no, they got a lot. They've got a lot of followers because they're ridiculous and people love this type of bullshit, unfortunately, and they eat it all up. They're like, oh my god, there's contractors and assets, and then they go watch Jason Bourne and they're like, look at that shit. Did you see? That's what Nick and the dog are doing. Meanwhile, he's walking around in parks in a different state, and the other one is probably sitting on the couch enjoying his retirement like he should be.
Yeah,
or he's at a church pretending to be a televangelist, such as Faith with Katie.
Are a lot of impediments that happened early on in the case. And it's not.
Hey, everybody coming in. This is just bullshit. Straight up bullshit. Bullshit. That's all I can say about it. You guys know that.
So much. What it has to deal with is people providing false information to YouTube creators. And the YouTube creators, obviously, are listening because those people have good information, right?
False information to YouTube creators. Like a fake neighbor. Like Terry Lynn and the multiple things. Like dog handlers. Like a cousin calling in. Like SA allegations that were fabricated. A power washer by a neighbor. Supposed neighbors in the actual area. The other one, bullshit and Bobby. Like, which part do you want to talk about of fabricated information? And do you even have a clue where that started, Nick? No. Even if you did, it's not going to fit your narrative, it seems like.
So that's Saturday. No response. We had reached out. Nothing. So Sunday, Dog says, let's try again. So we call We call
So they're trying to get a hold of Chris and Katie.
the family, Mr. Proudfoot, and I ask about this investigator, right? And his response is that he doesn't. So Mr. Proudfoot tells the team that
He must have edited some of this out because there's some pieces missing here. That's kind of jumping. Hold on. Let's listen to that again.
response we had reached out, nothing. So Sunday, Dog says, let's try again. So we call the family, Mr. Proudfoot, and I ask about this investigator, right? And his response is that he doesn't. So Mr. Proudfoot
Look at that. He edited it out. Look at that. He initially was attempting to claim that SF was retained. SF never said anywhere that he was retained by anybody. Hey, Electro, thank you for the support. Hey, that Michelle, mother of two boys, and Yaka. Claus.
tells the team that he has no idea who this individual is and how we put him in a group chat with this number and he has no idea what we're talking about and he doesn't know the guy, right? So
I doubt he said he doesn't know the guy.
Let me-
But we're going to read SF's response.
let me back it up. A day or two before that, we had gotten a message from somebody that took a screenshot that said it was from the Proudfoot, Mr. Proudfoot, claiming that he did not hire Steve Fisher. It was a very nice message, just denying that he had hired him, right? Which is why Dog had asked us to reach out.
So Dog was concerned that the Proudfoot family may have retained a private investigator, even if that was the case, which isn't. Why would that matter? It wouldn't. And it's none of your business because you're no different than the rest of us. Law enforcement, thankfully, is handling this case.
So Sunday comes around, Sunday being this Sunday. And again, we had reached out to Mr. Proudfoot, this time being by phone. Dog had asked that we call from the tip line. So we
Dog had asked that they call from the tip line. So numerous different attempts to communicate with a family that obviously doesn't want to communicate with you. Okay.
call him from the tip line and ask about this investigator.
Is Dog actually even having you do this stuff? Does he even have a clue that you're putting his name on all this stuff? I mean, truly, like, we haven't heard anything from him.
Again, we are told very respectfully that
That's why it's a dog with no bark or bite.
he did not hire an investigator and he has no idea what we're talking about. So we took his word for it,
Hey, try me, bitch.
obviously, and we thought that was that. So now it is Tuesday, and it turns out that either Mr. Proudfoot is lying to us or the investigator is lying to us, right? Because there's no in between. The investigator tweeted out that they would only contract a licensed person, yada, yada. Sir, just so you know, we have licensed investigators in Tennessee that are
They have licensed investigators in Tennessee. Okay, that doesn't mean anything. They obviously are not asking for your help or anybody of your colleagues.
contracted out by the company. So we took it
And he took another section out.
as originally. We thought maybe somebody had sent us that screenshot to try and get us to put it out there and say, oh, this guy was not hired, so they can debunk it. And then team up and say, see, they don't know what they're talking about. That's not the case, guys. We don't post stuff on X and Facebook and YouTube until the time is right. And the time is
Oh, and until the time is right, huh?
right now. And that's
The time is right. Meow. Meow. Littering and littering and
Smoking the reefer.
he needs to because he needs to chill the fuck out. Like, this is just absolutely embarrassing. This is fucking stupid. This is from yesterday. Just plumb stupidity.
how we operate. Essentially, we ask a question, and if you answer and you change your answer and you make out that we are lying, kind of, I mean, so now
Why are all the edits to this there, Nick? Why did you take all these pieces out? What did you say that you weren't so proud of or that you edited out? because you came out and said all this with your full chest.
Now you have one man who says he was retained. Why would he fly
He never said anywhere. And so what I saw, anything I saw, never said he was retained by anybody.
out there if he wasn't being paid? You have the other person who supposedly is paying him saying, I never heard of him. Today, we get called out again, which is funny. And the individual says, that shows how much you know, because I was with Mr. Proudfoot when you guys called yesterday. Interesting. So this is where it gets interesting.
This is where it gets interesting, huh?
If you guys watched the Nancy Grace piece, it was great. And they were on there, Chris, Katie, and they had said that they took a polygraph, and they also agreed, Chris did, to sit down with Nancy and take one.
Okay, why? See, as soon as they get called out and addressed on some bullshit that they're starting or false narratives, they go back to trying to smear or twist the story again. He had previously said in one of his videos that everybody had passed polygraphs, his own words. So now we're going to backtrack.
And he said basically something to the effect of name the time and place and I'll be there, right?
I don't know anybody in their right mind that would take a polygraph for Nancy Grace for a television show. Unless law enforcement required one or asked to do one, there'd be no way. Sorry. That's asking for mainstream media to just, no. Look what they've done. Hell no.
Guys, so it was on for it to happen. And at that time, there were rumors that he already had taken one from TBI. So those rumors are true. So Katie, Christopher, and Seth did take polygraphs with TBI. Now, the part that's not true is Christopher Proudfoot told Nancy Grace that TBI told him he's not allowed to partake in a polygraph, right, with Nancy. That is not the case at all, actually.
Actually, I don't think those were his exact words of what he said, but no matter what, it doesn't really matter. None of that matters. Like, polygraphs at this point in time are the most ridiculous thing to even be discussing, because that got circled around for, a whole 5 months, and people complained and fought over that whole situation. And then they kept saying, well, they're not admissible in court as is. Okay, so then why did you spend 5 months arguing about it? If it doesn't matter, then why are you arguing about it? Oh, wait, because you wanted to hear some salacious information so you could run with something else. Okay, gotcha.
Not only is it common sense that the state, nobody can tell you what you can or can't do, especially when it comes to something like that. But just to get clarity, we asked.
They could absolutely give advice. The TBI can absolutely give advice. Local law enforcement could be given advice. Hey, we don't suggest you do. A victim's advocate could. Anybody could be giving them advice. Who would want to take one for Nancy Grace? I'm sorry. Nope. I don't really care. She ain't no hero.
No.
In fact, furthest from it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And what did they say? No, we would never give such an instruction. And that's silly.
And the TBI isn't going to have communications with you like that and tell you that it's silly. That's just not going to happen. The TBI, the FBI, has been closed-lipped the entire time with the public. They are not going to be giving up information like this to some random ex-con in another state. And I'm sorry, that's just the case. Like, they're not going to be, especially with all the chaos that they've seen. That's not going to be conversations that are having. Doesn't matter if their company is involved or anything like that. They're still not going to be, oh, it's silly to this dude.
So again, it makes you really wonder where this whole circus is coming from, right? Now, when I say circus, I mean,
Really did a lot of edits in this video. It's kind of funny.
People come to town to try to help find Sebastian, and they are met by bullies. Every
People come to town and they are met by bullies.
direction you look, you'll see the bullies, and they kind of try to gang up. But
Every direction you look when you come to town, you'll see the bullies. Where? Because we've heard a lot of talk and nobody's been able to show proof of these people stalking them, harassing them, following them, trying to run people off. We haven't seen proof of any of that at all, actually. Uvalde Foundation, somebody said that they got ran off. Just to be honest with everybody, again, I talked about the Uvalde Foundation, who consists of one man who was supposedly in Tennessee searching, meanwhile doing a hunger strike at the same time. So you have to make up your minds and actually like weed through the misinformation there with that foundation. But there's a whole lot of misinformation. But people said they were ran out. There's no proof that they were ever there. Secondly, the United Cajun Navy, everybody watched that play out with JLR and that bullshit. That was all side characters and things. Still, they made a report to Nashville PD not to local PD, but again, not a thing like you're trying to make it. Nobody was ran out. Oh, the registered sex offender that was searching in the beginning, Ronnie Wagner from Brothers Underwater Recovery, hopefully he was ran out due to his own record that he was trying to hide from everybody and should be nowhere near involved with the missing child's case.
Again, it's the little lies along the way that end up putting the pieces together rapidly. We are told that the investigator is not official from the family.
You were never told that he was official from him either. I highly doubt.
Told that the investigator is official from the investigator. And then we were told by the investigator that not only is he official, but he was at the home when Dog was trying to call him yesterday, which is interesting.
Why is that interesting? Why can't they have company?
That it means
if you have 24 assets on the ground, are you not keeping them under surveillance? Oh, I bet you are.
Mr. Proudfoot is either lying about the investigator or the investigator is lying about Mr. Proudfoot.
Or neither one happened.
Sebastian Rogers was tucked into bed on February 25th.
Man, he took a lot of shit out.
And the rest is history. The next morning, he was never seen again. He literally vanished. Literally. I mean, he left everything. He vanished without a trace. And that's kind of what is so mind-boggling about this, right, guys? It's been 7 months. Nevertheless, Sebastian Rogers, he's
this guy can't math either.
15. He has autism. He was tucked in on February 25th. And the rest is history. He vanished right after. He has not been seen since. Not a sighting, not a clue, not a hint, but not an indication of death. And it's good, right? It's great that there are no signs of, obviously, death. That's an amazing...
Foul play. In other words, it's still no signs of foul play. It's not that hard to say that. There's no signs of foul play at this time. And extensive searches have been done. Extensive searches in the home with dogs, things of that nature. You could just be honest with your people. That would probably be smart.
Sign that there is no sign of that. And that's what we have to focus on. We have to focus on getting people to check your Ring cameras. Be on the lookout for your neighbors. Keep your...
Law enforcement has been asking that for months for people to keep their eyes out, to check their property, check any outbuildings that they have.
Eye out. You never know. You never know. You can have an 83-year-old neighbor that is harboring Sebastian. And Sebastian doesn't know better, guys. He has autism. And we have to bring him home. That is the goal. That is the only goal. So we've made...
once again, diminishing him to a diagnosis.
Great progress so far behind the scenes.
We've made great progress behind the scenes.
Behind closed doors. And on the ground, they're reporting to us every day, giving us some good intel. And we have a great feeling that this is going to not be a quick case, but we will get answers quickly. I'll put it that.
Oh, you're going to get answers quickly.
What the fuck does that mean?
That means nothing. It's circle talk. It's called the fucking art of circle talk.
This guy is out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, it means nothing. Everything that he said right now, there is nothing of substance.
This is just words.
It's word salad to paint a narrative that Chris and Katie somehow lied to them, that they were manipulating, that they did this, they did that. There's an underlying narrative here that they're trying to do. Meanwhile, also trying to interject that there's a network of people that they're dealing with, social networks, that might be the answer, trying to pull some Jason Bourne identity shit.
That way. Dog is working around the clock with his team.
He's probably napping. He's probably napping and riding in a golf cart somewhere, truly. Like, the man is 71 years old. Come on now. Can we be realistic? Like, you're using his name for clout. That's it.
Really good people, like amazing people. And I hope that you guys get to see them. And I'm sure you will when Dog touches down in Tennessee. I'm sure you'll get to see the team, right? Not the whole team, but you'll see some of them with Dog when he is in Tennessee, lighting it up, hosting a press conference, and getting awareness out for Sebastian.
Oh, he must be going on a press tour. Is he getting ready for a press tour right before, as he's trying to do a book sales thing again?
Yeah.
We are here to find Sebastian. We're not going to go anywhere until he's found. So again, for the people that are coming at us, the trolls, the bullies, keep coming.
Is he going to fly on Kevin Copeland's private jet so he doesn't have to be with demons on the plane? Well, there's that. That could be.
We're not going anywhere. All we want is Sebastian found and brought back home. Again, I can't encourage.
Nobody would want to put Precious Dog in his 1970s hair extensions in a tunnel full of demons like Kenneth Copeland. I'm sure they would just fly him on up there.
Yeah.
He's, volunteering all this time for the churches these days.
I bet money he's already been on it.
Heard you enough. Please call TBI if you see something, if you hear something, if you know something. You can also call Dog the Bounty Hunter at 833-TELL-DOG. You can send a text to 332-252-3636. You can send an email to tips@manhunts, plural.1.
Or you should just call 1-800-TBI-FIND. Truly.
So it's TIPS.
If anybody knows anything about the whereabouts of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND. And that's the only number you need to call.
At manhunts.one. tips@manhunts.1.
I am so over this shit, you guys. It is. Tomorrow is going to be hard to get through that content, and we're going to do it. But this is just absolutely a fucking astonishing at this point that people are doing what they're doing in this case.
Or if you see Sebastian Rogers, call 911 immediately. Again, guys, I'm giving TikTok some great coverage. You guys have Harry Popper, who's joining me today. I'm not alone. I have a friend, so you guys can run with it. Again, the goal is to find Sebastian. I don't care what kind of shame
he has a friend. What was that? Harry Popper? Is that what he said the guy's name was? Harry Popper. You have a friend. So we can run with what? Do you have a friend? You got a friend in me. I mean, with the name.
you guys do to find him, that's fine.
Can you just stop? Really?
Let's keep his name in the headlines. And if you want to keep him, if you guys want to keep the gossip going and running with like whatever you want to run with like this, do it. But make sure that you guys also say Sebastian Rogers. We have to keep pushing that he is still missing. We need to make sure that that is very well known.
No shit, Sherlock.
And that people keep looking, okay? Not for numbers, not for clues on YouTube, but for answers, real answers, and not these answers that are coming out of the horse's rear. We want it to come out of the horse's mouth. Again,
the horse's mouth. The horse's mouth. Oh, yeah. Electro, you are on it.
Guys, if you see something, the time to act is now. The numbers to call. You call TBI, you can call the FBI, or you can call 833-TELL-DOG. You can send a text to 332-252-3636, or you can email tips to...
Or you should just call 1-800-TBI-FIND again.
tips@manhunts.1. The more, the better. No tip is too long. If you have a whole novel, theories, XYZ, send it over. It's going to go through our data center. It's going to be processed.
Now we got a data center, too. We got 24 assets on the ground, a data center, and an intelligence unit.
And we will get answers, right? The more information, the better. We will be able to find the discrepancies. We will sort through fact and fiction. So if you send us fiction, we'll find out if it's a fact or not. But we want that. We want that stuff to come in. If we need it to come in, keep sending tips.
In other words, he needs the content and the crazy stories to run with.
Spreading the word. We're not going anywhere except coming to Tennessee. And guys, we can confirm that Dog, the Bounty.
So he's once again claiming they're coming to Tennessee.
Hunter's team, his task force, has been in contact with several agencies. I mean, everybody from the FBI in Memphis, Homeland Security in Memphis, Customs and Border Patrol.
Listen to the agencies he's listing.
Department of Justice today, we spoke to the Department of Justice. So again, there are...
Is Dog hoping that they make him like a Tim Ballard? Is that what's going on here? Because it really feels like it.
Updates behind the scenes happening. When I say updates, I don't mean like news updates. I mean, there are updates as far as search efforts, resources, assets. Again, like I just said, I guess the newest information that we have is the contact that was initiated with the Department of Justice is going to be a good one. And we'll have more on that later. And it's not to investigate what happened. It's to find Sebastian. And they actually have task forces that are...
The Secret Service has been involved, which is a branch of the Department of Justice. I mean, hey, don't ask me, though. I know nothing.
Dedicated to finding missing teenagers and children, and also individuals with like autism, right? Those teams are the maestros when it comes to...
Do you actually know anybody that works for the Department of Justice? Or are we just continuing to name drop and throw things around like we're somebody special when in reality that's not even the case?
Searches like this. So if you guys have like a rumor that you heard online dating back to March even, or the first day, something that was said on YouTube, something that was said by somebody involved in the case, whether it be the dad, the stepdad, or the mom, or anybody else, a neighbor, anybody, what you guys can do is...
A fake neighbor? Sure. Ask for that. What about the dog handlers? You want those? The fake cousin? Uncle Taco? I mean, which character would you like? Do you need me to take you back to the whiteboard, Nick, and show you how it goes? I think that's probably what we'll start out with tomorrow, is going back to the whiteboard and talking about all the different characters, because this guy is 6 months late and the fucking buck or two short. worth of brain cells.
Email the tip line, and we will, at the end of the week, every Friday, our plan is to submit.
Electro, thank you so much for the support and hanging out with us. You can't make this shit up, right? That Michelle? Oh, Kimberly, we're going to talk about all that tomorrow because I'm so fucking livid about what is being said about that family. I am beyond. And hey, everybody coming in. Sorry, I just had this shit. Like, I wasn't going to come live tonight because I'm just bleh. But this guy just fucking, what the fuck, man?
10 bullet points of stuff that we know they will clarify on, right? Stuff that we know they want to debunk. That way the focus stays on.
Yep. By the way, yep, you've been doing some awesome shorts on Beddy. I really appreciate you doing those because for those of us that don't sit and watch her like full time all the time or whatever, it helps so much to get. I appreciate your shorter videos. Thank you.
Sebastian. So again, if you see something, call 911. You can also call 833-TELL-DOG, or you can send an email to tips@manhunts.1 or send a text to 332-2552.
Or just call it 1-800-TBI fine.
3636. Again, 332-252-3636.
So you heard what he said. He's basically trying to allude to everybody that SF is doing this nefarious shit. Well, let's go over here. So SF, I think originally had a different post up, but this is what was posted 20 hours ago. The last 3 to 4 days have been an ongoing real-time demonstration that investigation, not assumptions, are what truly matter. Nick and his agency continue to insist that either Chris or I are lying about being retained for the case. Nick points out that I flew to Tennessee and I myself tweeted that I was retained and paid to be here, which is true. Nick claims to have 24 investigators on the case, plus Dog and former attorney generals. But they fooled themselves into believing what they wanted to hear, not what the evidence shows. Was this real-time demonstration planned? No. Did I let it play out once I realized how amateur this group was? Yes. Over a month ago, on August 7th, long before Nick and his team got involved in the Sebastian Rogers case, I purchased a ticket to come to Tennessee to further investigate the disappearance of Holland Snap, a case where I am retained and paid investigator. Who hasn't been following along and didn't know that? Them. When I mentioned I was headed to Nashville, troll accounts began accusing me of coming to seek attention, wrongly assuming I was coming for Sebastian's case. I corrected them, clarifying that I was coming as a retained and paid investigator, though no one ever asked me if I was coming specifically for Sebastian's case. More than 24 investigators, and not one of them asked that question. Some of my followers correctly pointed out that I have multiple ongoing cases in Tennessee, and I openly agreed, trying to make the situation clear. Instead of investigating, Nick and Dog's dream team started group texts with Chris, Katie, and me wanting to know if I was an official investigator because I was flying to Tennessee and because they had been informed that I was retained. No, they hadn't. No one informed them of this. They jumped to conclusions without investigating. The same conclusions they're jumping to in Sebastian's case without even conducting any real investigation to get or gathering evidence. We mutually decided not to answer them. Respect and trust is earned. Yes, I talked with Chris. We all knew that. He's been talking about this. Yes, I went to their home in Hendersonville and had a great meeting. Yes, I agreed. If they decide to call on me, I will help in any way I can. Yes, I would like to be involved in the upcoming search and rescue recovery efforts. We spent a lot of time going over the case, examining the home, potential walking paths, the environment, the topography of the area, camera locations, and other critical investigative data needed for search efforts. You know, SF is actually a SAR person and a private investigator for missing persons cases quite often. There's that. Just because Nick decided to form an LLC and claims to have 24 investigators working the case doesn't entitle him to answers he demands via unsigned text messages or creepy and weird YouTube Twitter lives. Doesn't mean anyone has to give him or his unlicensed agency any information. Attached is proof that I purchased my ticket in early August, well before this recent situation arose. Also attached is one of the group texts from his team filled with incorrect assumptions. When I leave the Holland Snap case in a few days, I will return to Nashville for a few more days. Who knows what I will do or which case I will be involved in next, but I'll let those who need to know when the time is right. As most of you follow me already, know I am very transparent. Not to brag, but I'm so transparent that I've even been called an internet PI by a now very well restrained, unlicensed paralegal who attended the who's who of bottom of 10 unaccredited trade schools. And he includes his flight itinerary to show all of this. And then he includes the text message. Hello, Miss Proudfoot and Mr. Fisher. I am on Dog Bounty Hunters High Risk Fugitive Task Force. I'm sure you know we're aiding in the search for Sebastian. We have been informed that you have retained Mr. Fisher, whose cell number is blah, blah, blah. He made it clear that he will be in Tennessee. He is an official investigator, i.e., does he represent you and Mrs. Proudfoot? I'll be in town Monday and would help. It would help if I could coordinate with Mr. Fisher. Thank you. Stay safe and well. All right. So y'all see there again, SF. SF is quick, man. SF is quick on his feet. And anybody that has been following along knew exactly that that was the case. Like, SF never once claimed to be retained by them. I thought it was amazing that SF was even going down there on his own dime, volunteering his time to go down and have a conversation, try to help in any way, shape, or form. The family deserves good people that will genuinely step up and help, and not people with these self-serving means. And I've heard people say, well, Steve's this or Steve's that. I'm sorry. I've had strong opinions about him in the past, and I've been utterly impressed with the fact that he is willing to stand up and take some hits for these families and say enough is enough. From a private investigator standpoint, he watches his clients go through this. And I can't imagine how frustrating that is. And to see that that man is willing to step in front and take those and understands this side of it with the YouTube shenanigans and the, like, it's truly amazing, because a lot of PIs do not understand this social media world. And this is another side of things that families deal with that they don't even understand. So I give SF huge props for being willing to even put himself out there to help in any way he can. He has been communicating. He has been giving his professional opinions. It's been great to see somebody in a professional standpoint stand up and say something. Rondi, which one? I'm assuming you're talking about Nick, right? Did BHB fall in a bathtub, or is her hair in such dire need of a wash that it just appears wet? Well, she just got out of the shower. So that was kind of the whole thing with the dog, the bounty hunter shit, is just gotten to this point of like, it's failing so miserably and falling flat on its face. Like, they're trying to use dog's name and like do this intimidation tactic or something. The man's 71 years old. Yes, he has kids that have businesses and, you know, whatever. This is a missing child that everybody wants to be found. The games that they're playing, they came in 6 months way too late. These games have been played. They're drawn out. Everybody's over it. Everybody's exhausted from the games. He's trying to regurgitate those whole entire narratives again. We've seen it all. We already know what's coming. We know those circles that were about to be spun. He's not even spinning accurate circles, though. He's like attempting a figure 8 here and getting caught up, and it's looking more like an L with no end. I mean, it's just, yeah, it absolutely does the opposite, Terry Dean. Using dog's name, hey, Keto Kim, actually, in my opinion, is a negative in this aspect, not a positive. Okay, let's see what Bedhead Beddy had to say when she got home tonight. She's back in Florida, she says.
When I'm on the road, the one thing I want is a hot shower when I'm done being on the road. You know, I came home and Delilah was so happy to see me, and now she's like tuckered out.
Oh,
she's absolutely tuckered out. Do you guys see her face? Look at her. She's on my foot. Oh my gosh, she's so cute.
That was almost too much there for a second. I thought we were looking at something else. Whew, I thought Betty wasn't wearing pants again. I about panicked.
She's so cute. I'm so happy to be with my baby. I really am. She was happy to see me. So it was really sweet. It was really sweet. And I captured it. She went freaking nuts. She went nuts. So if for those who don't know who I am, I'm Bullhorn Betty, and I've been covering the case of Sebastian Rogers, a 15-year-old
ma'am. Look at her thinking she's something. For those of you that don't know who I am,
functioning autistic boy that disappeared from inside his locked home in Hendersonville, Tennessee, and was locked inside his home with only his mother. And fast forwarding to today, he has not been seen or heard from since. There has been multiple variations of stories. There have been unidentified cars in the area in the early morning hours. There have been some light sources
That is not confirmed whatsoever by law enforcement.
that appear to have gone to the unidentified car.
Again, information that has never been confirmed by an actual investigative agency, aka law enforcement, TBI, FBI.
And then back toward this young boy's home.
These are more wild, salacious rumors that they're making up and running with.
We're trying to figure out where he's at. In a shocking revelation, the FBI came up with a $50,000 reward. It sounds like...
And a shocking revelation. I thought that was all concocted. I thought that was a plan that Seth had been working on. So how is it a shocking revelation when it was a concocted plan? Can you pick a fucking lane, Beddy? Seriously, can you pick a fucking lane? You can't have a shocking revelation and then 5 days ago you be saying it was a coordinated plan when all of us over here knew that FBI was involved from jump. They were assisting from jump. Jennifer, I have my feelings in it too. You don't have to apologize ever. But until it comes from law enforcement, and that's my thing, is I wonder if there is something potentially that they do have and didn't realize it at first. And that's why they said they had no evidentiary value at that time. You know, we don't know what they know. Of course they have shit that we don't know about. That's the way it should work. So it'll be interesting, but I have always wondered myself. I've always wondered, you know, what those were. I have questions about a lot of things in this. Yeah, they wouldn't.
Dog the Bounty Hunter and his team have matched that $50,000 reward for a total of $100,000, which is a huge deal for this boy. Many people are speculating why.
So it's the FBI is up to $50,000 reward, and Dog and his team, aka Nick, have thrown out some numbers, but there's currently no sort of actual foundational backing of that or a guarantee.
Why the FBI?
In fact, there's some fine print in there that kind of gives more details that is just like whatever.
Has decided to come forward in this missing persons case with the $50 reward, and quite frankly, we
She said $50.
haven't had any statements from the FBI to determine heads or tails as to why they chose to do this.
But I thought you guys were working with them. Isn't this funny how this backtracking is happening? She's backtracking. Before she said that this was all concocted, that Seth was working with the FBI to get this to go, that this was all a concocted plan. It's still up to $50,000. Yep. That's all we know.
Learned that Seth had been working with Memphis FBI for quite some time and had been expecting and hoping, you know, he didn't say anything because he didn't want to jinx it, but he was hoping that we could get some kind of reward money, and it was going up the chain of command to see if it...
Wow, this backtrack is quite interesting. He was expecting and hoping. She's still saying that he was working with, yeah, okay, whatever.
To get approved, and then lo and behold, on the 6-month anniversary of Sebastian, or milestone of Sebastian missing, they decided to release the $50,000 reward.
But I thought you took a lap. I thought you took a victory lap saying that you got that done. You prayed for that. In fact, you were out there eating cake, cheering and hooting and hollering, thinking you did something. Well, come to find out you did nothing. Okay, cool.
Just to let you know, that is not it. That is my dog being very excited to see me when I was...
Oh my God, another vicious dog attack. Jesus.
Laying on the ground. She bit my nose. She bit my...
Another dog that can't bite.
My nose. It's nice to see you all. I see some blue. Rebecca, it's nice to see you. Vita, Roxy, Christy, Sam's pretty paranoia. It's nice to see you.
God,
Good
this
evening,
woman drives
Sandy.
me nuts.
Karma's mom, Stacy, Samantha. It's nice to see you. Everett, the real me too. I hope you're doing great. Linda, hi. How are you? Rhonda, Maddie Dawn, True Crime Addict, Samantha, Texas Life, Tara Ann. It's nice to see you. Wendy, Metalas, Arky. Hopefully I say that right. Mr. and Mrs. Carguy.
I try really hard, just so you guys know, like, you guys can say, like, as long as they're not like completely outlandish, like fabricated, I see ponytails flying in screens and shit like that. I don't care what you guys say, like, as long as it's respectful and not these random crazy rumors. Like, you guys are more than, you guys can talk about the lights. You can talk about them searching the landfill. Like, those are things that happened. We know that those are foundational things that did happen. Those transpired. So that is rooted in fact. Like, we know that they had camera footage from something. We know that there is lights of some sort, but they've never came out and like clarified exactly and been really firm on things. We know that there was a dog scent that the dog followed. They eventually said that it was of no substance, but those are all things that I question myself too. So please feel free. Like, I'm not trying to say you guys cannot have opinions on this case or speculate on the things that we know, but when it gets concocted rumors of these wild, salacious things that are being spun, like the fake neighbors, the allegations that have been thrown out here, the crazy things that have just been rooted in complete fabrications, that's where we draw the line. But you guys can talk about the things that we've actually seen come from, Nick Barris released that, or what law enforcement has said. You guys can talk about that openly. Please feel free. I just don't give my opinions and go into that like speculation or theories with you guys, because there's so many different ways that this story in my head could play out. And there's some very not easy, but very upfront things that to me have been completely overlooked, and not by law enforcement. I mean, by like the general public. Like, people have taken off the table completely that he was able to walk out of the house and dressed in all black clothing and not be spotted on a camera. You know how many times cameras don't pick shit up? Like, truly, it could have just been a fluke that he wasn't picked up on a camera. It might not have been concocted. There could have been an accident. There could be other things like teens. Unfortunately, there's just so many possibilities still on the table because of the limited information we know.
Hi, it's nice to see you, Bobby, Joanne, Vermont girl, that's Karen. It's nice to see you, Karen. Sheila, it's nice to see you. Everybody else that's coming in. Oh, I see Jazzy up in the house. Southern, it's nice to see you. Everybody else that's coming in.
Terry, I appreciate that too. Like, I don't mind back and forth discussion about like things that we've actually seen play out, like the dog sense, things like that. Like, I don't anticipate people to like just check it all out the door and throw it away that it didn't happen or we didn't hear these things either. But some of it's just such harmful speculation and based and rooted in fabrications. It's just nonsense, truly nonsense.
It's great to have you guys here this evening. We're not going to be here long because I've had a very long journey today. I started out in Tennessee and I'm in Florida. So it's been quite the day. I got up at like 4 o'clock this morning and was out the door by 4:45. So I'm just getting in. I just ate a slice of pizza and some salad. And I've just snuggled with my poopy and just snuggled with her and snuggled with her and snuggled with her. And I couldn't. She was like a little bouncing jelly bean until I come in here. Once I come in here and cross my legs, she crawls right into position and she falls asleep. She's literally got my toes holding her up. If you guys don't believe me.
Oh,
no, I can't do it that way. Hold on, I gotta do it this way. Hold on, let's see if I can do it. There she is. There she is. Oh, Miss Delilah. Miss Delilah, she's so pretty. She's tuckered out because
oh my God, she carries a Juicy Couture backpack. No. Say it ain't so.
she's been jumping all over me. She's so happy to be with mommy. I missed her so much. I can't wait until she's old enough to travel with me, because I tell you what, especially in situations like this, having her to hold at night sure would have been nice. Sure would have been nice. Hey, Justice Jane, it's nice to see you. P.S. It's nice to see you as well. Hey guys, yes, I'm very happy.
This whole little fake, meek, mild voice is something else.
To be home. I'm thankful to be here. It's so funny because somebody had reached out to me right when, like yesterday, and wanted to see if I was going to be available to meet for lunch today. And I'm like, Tony's going back he's got to catch a plane. Like, I'm not going to be in this town alone. We did that once. And the rest is history. I'm sorry. I'm one of those people that learned my lesson the first time. I'm going with my entourage from this point forward.
Does she not remind you of Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Yeah.
She really does. Like, she's acting more like her every day.
Okay, we're gonna make sure that Bullhorn Buddy's not alone anywhere, because I don't want to deal with this crap again. And quite frankly, I don't trust the area, so I'm not sticking around. If I had somebody there, I probably.
Oh my gosh, Smiles, probably
would have, but it's just it's crazy. It's crazy. So, guys, October 10th, mark your calendars if you guys would like to come and show support for me, show support for Sebastian, and show support for Seth and Tony.
If you, again, they're making her court appearances out to be a spectacle. If you want to come show support, like, how many of you, when you go to court, invite everybody in your family, your neighbors, a cheering crowd? Anybody? When you get in trouble for your own actions? We don't go to court, so never mind. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, staying out of court would probably be but most people I don't see like bringing an entourage.
No.
I really don't. Or
If any of my
inviting
friends
paparazzi.
ask, like, hey, could you come to court? No.
She does.
You shouldn't be in court.
Jennifer, very valid points. I've thought about that too. I've also thought about kids in school, other kids, teens in the area. Like, shit happens these days. There's just so many things that have ran through my head throughout the last 6 months. I hate it. I hate it. And I just wish for all of their sake that Sebastian would be found. I truly do. Smile, she's eaten every bit of this up. Just like her fucking ass eats her jeans, she's eating this up.
It's going to be an 11 o'clock trial, and it's going to be, again, October
What'd you feed that thing? Because your ass is eating all of it.
10th. I don't know what day that is. I think it's like a Wednesday or a Thursday or something like that. I don't remember. I know they said it in court, but to be honest with you, I just remember just look straight ahead and don't say a word. So I looked straight ahead and didn't say a word.
I actually was contacted by somebody and they said that Duchess and I needed to go. And I was like, I might end up sitting next to her in a jail cell. That probably isn't a good idea.
I didn't even say yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. Thank you. Look ahead and keep your mouth shut, right? Oh, thank you, Michelle, for the Bullhorn Betty membership. It's so nice to see you guys. So it's a little early, which is nice because.
And unlike her, I haven't practiced my entire life for mugshots. So it would be a first for me to get a mugshot. And, I don't have the skill like she does. She's practiced her entire life with those mugshots. So she would probably have me beat on mugshots. We can't let that happen. No, thank you.
I have been working around the clock. I still got a lot of freaking work to do.
Hey, everybody.
Not even with true crime. So I don't know. I've got to go. I figured what we're going to do is we started this, but we didn't quite do it. Is we're going back to the beginning of the case. We're going to read every single news article that we can find on this case verbatim. We're going to have
every single news article. Oh, we're going to go back to the beginning again. Not another 15, 20 replays of the same interviews over and over again. Are we doing that again? And yes, I understand that you guys have seen the same ones over and over again because I play you guys what they're playing you. And that's how I know how many times some of these. Spanky is on like 15 and 20 times of some of these interviews that they've replayed sections of. No shit, over 6 months. That guy is probably one of the top exploiters and gets the least amount of attention. So tomorrow we'll be highlighting some Spanky because he is just a vile piece of shit with the shit he was saying about the family yesterday.
Have open discussions in the chat about what we're reading. We are going to go through every single one of the interview videos, every one of them, good, bad, ugly, all of them. Even Seth, right? There was some pretty interviews with Seth, but
I will bet money that they skip a majority of the Seth interviews. It's funny. Betty, do you need my calendars? Do you need my calendar so you know the accurate timeline of where all of these interviews happened? Because the spreadsheet that was being sent around had some good ones on there, but they were all fucked up, out of date and all over the place and missed a bunch of shit and missed a bunch of timelines and stuff. So that's why that time, or whoever did that one, great start. But I don't know if people went in and like moved shit around or what happened to that, but it was all out of whack. But my calendars, yeah, Betty, do you need to borrow them? I mean, members have them, so I'm sure one of your buddies in here probably already sent them to you. You're welcome.
I think we need to all go through them because, at the end of the day, I feel like some of those outbursts were just the environment and the fact that he was just at his wit's end. He's still at his wit's end. But I think.
Oh, couple things that I was asked today. I don't know where these came from. So if you guys in the chat know where these were asked, but here's some answers. I guess Stephen Crabtree was accused of giving Terry Lynn's phone number out. And one of my subs came to me and said, Becky, didn't we hear Terry Lynn giving her own phone number out? Yes, that's 100% fact. Terry Lynn herself has given her own phone number out in multiple live streams that she did. They're back on her page. There was one at the beginning of a search that she did. There's at least 3 that we could think of that she has given her full number out. So that was bullshit to even blame somebody. So that was one of the things I was asked to clarify. And then somebody else asked me the other question, and I don't know where these stemmed from. So if you guys know in the chat, like I said, this is just correcting that information. I didn't ask where they even were getting these either. Sorry, that was my fault, but I didn't ask. I just answered the questions. The discussion about Seth wanting a 501c3 happened on T-Rev 757's panel. At the very end, after there was some ripple effect and there was some talk about rewards and stuff when T-Rev and him were kind of starting to be on the outs. That is when that discussion happened. It's at, I think, one of the ends of a live stream. So if you're in here, I've already answered those privately, but just if anybody else heard those things asked today, that's what I know as fact.
as time is going by, he's trying to maintain composure as much as humanly possible. So,
Yeah, I guess Stephen Crabtree's being accused of giving out Terry Lynn's phone number. And that's kind of ridiculous when she gave her own phone number out multiple times. Like, just crazy to me. But people don't, there's been so much happening that people have not kept up on a lot of this stuff. So it's hard to follow all the pieces, but she gave her number out.
So I really want to support him and support this case.
Yep, she
but
is.
I figured, you know what? We can just go through it, read every single article that was put in the news, public records on literally everything. And then you guys can have an open discussion about it in chat. And we'll talk about a few of those things.
So she's going to go back and regurgitate all the information that's already been regurgitated. You know, we've already gone through 99% of the Seth interviews. I had to stop because it was just non-productive and counterproductive, because it was just getting to a point where you could not overlook things that he was saying out of his own mouth. But we have covered majority of his interviews. They're on a timeline. They're all in their own playlist. It's been wild. We've also covered the Chris and Katie side on Duchess's channel too.
We'll start that tomorrow. I'm sure tomorrow will probably be the best day for me to start that, because I can't even think right now. Like, I'm kind of still in drive mode, and I'm drinking. What did I have? I'm drinking a Pepsi, which is caffeine. Probably not the best thing. Like, at this point, I almost want to go up to Publix and get, like, I don't know, a cake or ice cream and stuff my face with sugar and crap. Just saying, that's what I want to do, right? I've been drinking water and Monster and eating Tom's hot fries. That's what my day consists of while driving, almost 11 hours. So I just feel like, something really sweet that I don't usually do. I don't really eat that many sweets. I've been eating more and more sweets, which is probably not good. I need to get off the sugar again. But what's one more time hurt? I'm just saying. How about some ice cream? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking ice cream. I'm thinking, I don't know. I don't know.
Man, it was such hard work for her to drive to Tennessee and go to court. I'm sure she was stressed.
I almost feel like, I don't know, strawberry shake. I'm just thinking, like, I'm going to be bouncing off the wall with too much sugar. I know, you earned it. Yeah. It wouldn't be. His son missing, his ex behaving strange along with her husband, and top it off with all the bashers in their trauma channels. Yeah. And not only that, but literally money exchanging hands with these people while they do that is very
money exchanging hands with these people. Oh God.
The suspect and concerning for me. I can't believe she's like passed out like a light, like just laying on my foot. She's not moving. Is she alive? Check her pulse. She's like, look.
We're speeding her up to 1.75. Sorry, guys. I can't.
Seth looked nice he did. He looked very dapper, and he was there. He didn't want to.
He looked very dapper. I'm going to reserve my commentary on that.
Be in a courtroom. He did not really want to be on camera.
We will talk about everybody being body shamed and what everybody's been saying about them over the last couple of days, and how disgusting I truly think it is. Some of the things that are being said about Chris and Katie. So I'm not about to sit here and talk shit on Seth's looks, even though I will say one thing I will say is he's not much taller than Horn Beddy. She had heels on. I expected him to be like a big dude, like 6 foot. He's 5'5", maybe. I was really surprised at how short he is.
I don't really like being on camera, but he's there to show support, because at the end of the day, he's trying to find answers, and he's going to use whatever platforms he can do to get his son.
Yep. Revival. I've got that recorded and downloaded, because as soon as I start reviewing it, I've got her last 2 lives on top of the one that we need to go back to with Seclusion Works and what she said there too, because that was fucking terrible bashing of Katie. But I've got those 3 saved and downloaded and ready to go in case she yanks them, because I wanted them in full context, goodness. I got those ready to go. I got Spankies. I got some Brooks timestamps. I've got some Silvers. I've got so much stuff, and I've got so much content and so many problematic people from all sides. There's a new tarot card reader, so we're up to 65 that I know of at this point in time. We've got another one of them. We've got some tarot card readers that are doing the most. We've got some Lolly that she's doing the absolute most. I can't keep up. There's just no fucking way. They are pumping out content all day, every day in this case, and the amounts of misinformation is impossible. And I have had very little sleep, so it's probably best I don't do that tonight.
His face and name out there as far and wide. And every time we turn around, half of the family is putting up roadblocks while standing in front of people saying, we want the help.
But the one thing I am going to say, because hopefully that this will get the message to the right place, BJ, you're going to get drugged to fucked and back tomorrow over the fact that you are grifting off of Chris and Katie's minor child while shaming them. And you are sad fishing for fucking help with your vehicle. Ma'am, spark plugs and wiring harnesses is probably one of the most simple fixes. There's YouTube videos, how-to tutorials on how to change spark plugs. The hardest part is some of the engines, but even a legit mechanic, if you took it into a shop, a legit mechanic would be able to do that in under an hour, probably under $300. If you do have an able body, never mind, I won't even go there because it's just fucking pathetic. But you could do it yourself. I even have faith in you that you could handle something like that with a how-to video. And you can go to the parts store and buy them. They will actually even help you figure out which ones you need. But instead, you're going to sit here and 2 nights in a row use that as the hour-long premise of your show. Meanwhile, then going on to talk about and bash the parents of a missing child. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, they're fucking cheap as fuck, Austin. You're right.
We want to help, but no, don't bring us the helper. We're going to show you. Like literally everybody that appears to come into this case, like
Jennifer,
you know why
question.
people are stating stuff? It's because they're following the leads where they go. It's not like we just wake up one day and say, we're going to pick on this family today, right? It took me a while to get to where I'm at.
No, it didn't. No, ma'am. Nope. Back that right up. March 25th, you came out swinging because your buddy JLR that you were still trying, you had a badge in their Facebook group at that point in time. You still were badged. You were still a badged member of JLR's misinformation group on Facebook. You were pushing the same bullshit, just on the other side, because I think you still had hope at that point in time that there was going to be a reunion of sorts. But you were using his misinformation to spread and create narratives from jump. In fact, I addressed that the moment you got in the case and said, oh, Bullhorn Beddy is interjecting herself because of this, this, and this. You can go back and watch my videos. 100% called it for what it is. You came into this spinning false narratives. There was a couple times that we thought you were going to backtrack and catch yourself up and pay attention. The dog handler situation, we were shocked that you got in front of instead of use that. There was a few times that I was hopeful that you were going to pull it around and like wake up, but nope, you just got deeper in and deeper in and deeper in because it all became about you and not the missing child.
We didn't start out this journey right here. I mean, we listened to everything. We theorized everything. We played all the tapes through.
When you go back in,
and we're here for a reason. And quite frankly, I don't need somebody telling me how to think or what I'm allowed to think. It's just, it's not, we have brains. And at the end of the day, this stuff doesn't smell right at all. None of it. Okay. Usually we don't have this level of distrust in law enforcement bodies.
That might just be your upper lip that you're smiling.
When it comes to a missing person case, but we have to all admit this really stinks to high heaven, And then you hear Seth's story, and Seth, he says the same story every single time. There's not one detail that changes in Seth's story.
Ma'am, that's not true. That's just not reality. Not at all. And if you're going to go back and watch the interviews, maybe it would be interesting because you're going to find out that there's a lot of things that he changed over time.
So why would any details change in anybody else's story?
And you can find inconsistencies in Chris and Katie's too, but it's inconsistencies of them adding additional irrelevant information, stuff with the Nancy Grace stuff, which I discount as is because who knows who's going to act what and say what in front of national media under those. I'm just not. I didn't do it to Seth either. Like, I didn't expect him to be on it 100%. What I didn't expect was the things that he started saying and doing outside of bringing awareness. That's what I was not anticipating with him.
Bobby, do you know how many people said that? I'm like, that's crazy. That's crazy. And all those people were spitting bullets when they left. They were angry. They were angry. And it's like, why are they so angry? We're here to try to find a boy. They couldn't even come in or do a darn thing to help this boy while they were here. Nothing. They're a disgrace. They're really a disgrace. They're a disgrace to women. They are a disgrace to women.
A disgrace to women. Wait, is this bitch actually saying some other woman's a disgrace to women? This can't be reality. Other women are a disgrace. Come on.
Come in or do a darn thing to help this boy while they were here. Nothing. They're a disgrace. They're really a disgrace.
Meanwhile, I don't even care for half the people that she's talking about. I'm assuming she's talking about the TikTokers and stuff like that. I think a lot of people have had very self-serving needs and very self-serving missions in this, but I will not discount. That's a great thing that they brought awareness of that capacity. I do find it to be interesting that this is just the one case and it was done out of hate. That bothers me instead of doing it for him, you know, things of that nature. But it is what it is, and here we are. So as long as their subs are happy, people that donated are happy about that, it's about bringing awareness, and that's where I tip out.
They're a disgrace to women. You know, they are a disgrace to women. I have never been so disgusted.
Now, I will not get down with Terry Lynn and putting her own YouTube channel on the bottom of flyers. Now, that's pretty fucking sick. I was sent that today.
In flower power in all my life. I didn't look over there. I don't know who they were. I didn't look at their faces. I didn't want nothing to do with them. You know what? I walked in. I sat down. We sat down in like the third row to the front. I never looked back, not once. Didn't look, didn't care. I still to this day have not seen. The only thing I've seen in the flesh is the back of CP's head. I still have not seen their faces or their bodies.
Well, your little groupies thought something was pretty funny. You sure thought you were something. You thought you were so smart and intelligent, and you just thought you owned that place. You walked in there, held your head up high, fucking looking like a clown. How fucking clownish and unfortunate of a life do you have to have that you are being pulled into court for harassing the family of a missing child with no evidence whatsoever of their involvement in his disappearance, and you are so fucking selfish, fucking disgusting, despicable, degenerate. I don't even want to, like, what do you say about this behavior? To think that you are something going into a court and people should be cheering you on. Victims have rights, and no family of a victim of a missing child, of a tragedy, should ever have to take time out of their day to take a fucking clown off YouTube who claims that she's a journalist to court. And people are more concerned about Beddy and the court date than they are about anything else. It is delusional, another good word. It's absolutely unreal to see how this has changed. And now the big story is Beddy going to court because she's a martyr. Fucking stupid as fuck. People are just, and to see people just fall over themselves. Oh my gosh, it's about freedom of speech. These families have rights.
Bodies in the flesh, even after going to court, because I didn't even look. I didn't care. I have never even remotely cared about that whole criminal organization.
Meanwhile, you were trying to keep them under surveillance, calling them a criminal organization. Once again, that's going to work out wonderfully for you. Because you're the one facing criminal charges, ma'am. 6 of them. 6 criminal charges. That's you. Meanwhile, you keep calling them a criminal enterprise and can't prove it. Put your money where your mouth is and start proving this shit, Beddy. If you're the all-knowing one and you guys have facts on your side, prove it. Stop talking about it and be about it, you chicken shit bitch. Oh, wait, that's because you don't have fucking proof. That's because you don't have facts on your side. That's because these are concocted, fabricated rumors and salacious theories that you have ran with because a man has decided to re-victimize his ex-wife. And you've decided that that's your team. When sadly, there should be no teams whatsoever, but here we are.
You know, I didn't look at the people. I didn't make eye contact with an armed person, quite frankly. I got in there, I sat there, we talked amongst the people that were on our side, and I looked straight ahead. Never once looked back. Even when my attorney came to get me so we could go over to the clerk's office to handle something.
Fucking yeah.
I didn't even look. I looked straight at the doors and walked out. Didn't make eye contact with a damn person. I didn't want to. Not because I couldn't. I didn't want to. I really can't give to you know what. So I'm trying to say October 10th because everybody needs to know what else other information. Tony and I got out and we looked at some bridges.
There's a date on October 10th, and there's a hearing set for October 23rd as of right now.
Several of the bridges, nothing. We got 2 potential, not very high on the list spots that do need to be.
Again, just a reminder for anybody that might be newer to this case that doesn't know this, an entire 5-mile radius was extensively searched by amazing search organizations. Then a couple weeks after the search had been scaled back, EquiSearch came and redid searches. 43 ponds in the area have been cleared. 43 different bodies of water, which it would include bridges, you know, like bridges going over water, have been cleared by reputable organizations. Yes, can things be missed at times? Absolutely. But as of right now, that's what we know. And these guys act like nobody's done anything, that it takes Beddy to come out here and look over a bridge.
Hey, River, it's nice to see you. I love you, Beddy fan. It's nice to see you, Holly, Mama. It's nice to see you. They're not high on the list, but they definitely have promise and still need to be checked.
Kathy Ford, this is so beyond freedom of speech. You are absolutely correct. That argument is invalid.
So I'm having problems. Maybe somebody from the area, if you know that
Do you have them take
like of a bridge, if you're a local in either Hendersonville, Gallatin, or White House, and you know of a bridge that's kind of, is used, but kind of off the beaten path, maybe desolate at night.
Peg, because she needs to act the part. She needs to act like she actually gives a shit, when in reality, we know that that's not what's going on. Her and Tony were driving around, coming up with more concocted bullshit, in my opinion.
Or, not a heavily used bridge. If you guys could send me the address of that or the location on a map, I greatly appreciate that, because I'd like to.
Lisa, do I have them backwards? Do I have them backwards? I thought it was October 10th and October 23rd. Oh, Revival says September is Queen Bee. Okay. They have a hearing coming up.
To map that out. I've got to be out there October 10th. And if you guys know anything about me, I don't care what I'm there for. If I have an opportunity to work, I'm going to work. And, at the end of the day, this boy still needs to be found, and he has not yet been found. He's out there. And there's 100,000 reasons why somebody needs to come forward and say what they know. Somebody knows something. And I know that there's teenagers, that we're hanging with.
Peanut Shell, you didn't miss anything at all. Thank you for popping in, but we're just bitching for the night before I go to bed. I'm sitting here barely awake with you guys, just hanging out and bitching, because that's what I'm good at, is bitching.
Sebastian the day before, if their friends may have heard something, now would be a time to come forward. A young kid this day, $100,000 is a college education. It's an education. You would not have to pay a dime. You come out of your college debt free. So you young kids, if you guys have heard anything, right? In your school, even if you don't know Sebastian, but maybe you know a family member, a cousin, or a friend of his that may have some information that hasn't come forward yet. This might be a great opportunity for you to say what you know. Maybe you can help yourself out for your future.
Oh, now encouraging. Oh, Jesus Christ. You might need the money for college. So, Beddy, just stop.
So just a lot of things that we'd like to do. Obviously, time-consuming things. Looking at bridges is a very time-consuming process, because you got to look at the bridge. You got to view the bridge.
You know what would be smart? To spend some of your time actually getting SAR certified, actually learning about what you are attempting to pretend you're doing. Because right now, all you're doing is LARPing. That's what you're doing, is LARPing. Because you have ulterior motives, in my opinion, for this whole fucking situation. But you're trying to get your name in the media as much as possible. No press is bad press to these people.
Find out if it's what you're looking for, right? Because let's face it, nobody's going to be on bridges and stuff like that. Even if he ran away and fell off the bridge, somebody would have saw him on a busy bridge. So all the busy bridges that are busy around the clock, those aren't the bridges those can be immediately removed from the list. If we pass them, then yes, sonar them. But I think if you have a boat with sonar, hit under all the bridges.
Again, 43 waterways were cleared by EquiSearch and other teams.
If you know how to work your sonar and side imaging, and you want to help, and you truly want to help this case,
Then why didn't Seth and Tony do that when Tony was up there with his boat? Oh, too busy doing photo ops?
Boat in the water and start hitting underneath every single one of the bridges. That's what you can do. And you can take a map and you can put an X on it. If there's nothing there, put an X on it, right? So you can know exactly how many bridges were cleared and where those bridges are. The sooner we can clear these bridges, the sooner we can move on from the bridge and water theory, right? That doesn't eliminate the water altogether, but this is a fairly, it's easier to identify bridges than potential areas. There's so much water there, right? But there's only 390 bridges in that community, in that county. So the sooner we can get those bridges cleared, the sooner we can take the bridges off the list.
She's just gotta talk. She's just throwing shit out there, you guys. She stuck to the bridges because nobody else. And so then she concocted a theory around this. So her subs would follow this whole train of thought and go on these wild speculations and shit like that. Like somebody just bloop dropping off a body. You know, the whole Silvers thing. Like, these people just concoct wild shit and they learn how to package it and sell it to their audience. And they cultivate the way they continue to say these things over and over again to the point where their subs start believing that there's some sort of potential behind these. She has no basis of fact backing any of this up. There's nothing that would lead somebody to be like, oh, yep, that's definitely what happened. A bridge somewhere, he just got tossed over. There's nothing factually aligning with that theory from what we know from law enforcement. In fact, quite the opposite. If you look at the areas that were cleared, EquiSearch being in there, the bodies of water, but she's just got to go with shit because she wants to sound like she knows something when she doesn't know shit. These people, I'm so sick of people saying, Becky thinks she's so much smarter than us. Becky thinks she's so much better than us. It's not fucking hard to look smarter or sound smarter than any of you, truly. You guys kind of sound like my asshole farting. That's how smart you sound.
You don't fart.
I bluff. Having a conversation with my ass would be more intelligent than this fucking shit, though. Seriously. That's all they're doing is fucking spewing shit right out of their mouths. It's like diarrhea of the mouth. Sorry. I have no give a fuck left with this shit anymore. These people are on my last fucking nerve. There is a child missing and nobody cares. And then I encourage you guys to go look and see how many other children in Tennessee in the same age range, in the same vicinity, are missing. And tell me how many of the names you recognize. I actually asked that of Chasing the other night and she did it. And I felt bad because she got so pissed off when she started looking at things. It is so unfortunate. Not that Sebastian doesn't deserve attention and awareness, but to see what this case has been made out to be over rumors and fabricated, concocted stories when there's so many children that need awareness brought to them and so many missing people in general beyond children, it's just fucking wild.
We still have wooded area, you know. It's hard because of the scratches. You know, I feel like that was associated with something. So I've been kind of trying to figure out how the scratches, you know, play into all of this. Because I can tell you, I've got Delilah now.
Hi, Fit and Curvy. You know, it's another Becky has little to no sleep nights from last night. So I'm in a rare, wonderful mood of talking to assholes, you know, kind of the typical thing over here. But welcome in. Just your typical asshole over here talking about assholes.
And I clip her nails quite often because she's a puppy. And her nails, I feel like, are like Freddy Krueger, you know. She's got them clipped, and the next thing you know, they're sharpened up like a knife. You know what I mean? And her and I play, you know, because I'm her only playmate when we're home. And I've had some scratches.
Thor, that's so true.
Not like that. The only time I had scratches like that was when I was out in the woods working. It's because you're getting too close to the truth.
Thor, I love that, though. Seriously, though. Kyle said, yep, that's true, too.
Truth. I pray to God it is, but we have to start looking at what were we talking about at the time all this happened. We were talking about the unidentified vehicle. We've been talking about this, you know, what's missing.
I can't stand the fact that her eyes are like shifted to the fucking, what is that? What is she looking at? The right side? I don't even know if she's got herself mirrored or what the fuck this is. So I assume she's looking to her right. Maybe not. Is she looking to her right or her left? If she's mirrored, I don't know. Anyway, she's looking somewhere over there in the fucking corner. This bitch can't even look straight at the camera because she knows she's full of shit. You can see it building in her fucking eyeballs. That's why she's got to look away.
Like the sea bag and stuff like that.
She's drowning herself in shit.
Where I think the location might be between Gallatin, you know, in the Sumner County, but I believe either in Gallatin or White House. Could those
The picture behind her is so crooked. I wonder if it's Veda's artwork.
be some things?
Oh, I mean, she's crooked, like an art thief. I mean, the picture frame's crooked. Never mind.
It is possible. It is possible. We need to hone in. But remember the last time we heard the rumor that I was going to be sued. Remember that? Do you remember that?
A troll account that you guys probably set up yourself so you could do a whole rampage about how Chris Proudfoot said he was going to sue you, and then the actual Chris Proudfoot reached out to you and said that he never said that, and you knew it was a troll account, but your mods weren't smart enough to even check the account. Well, yeah, they were, but they continued to go on with it, and you just made a whole lot of weird fucking statements because you want somebody. You'd been talking about owning their camper from jump. you were looking into their finances from jump. You thought you saw them as a payday. Isn't it fucking weird that these people see the parents of a missing child as a payday? Isn't that weird to anybody?
And I said, we have to look back at what we were talking about at the time. Do you know that time we were talking about the pickle bag as well? I just realized that.
Back to the fucking pickle bag, man. Who the fuck taught her this? Who taught her about pickle bags? Because this bitch didn't know nothing about it until this case. She had never heard of a pickle bag until this case. Who the fuck taught her this? Oh, Angie fucking drives me nuts. They're scaring you off because you're getting too close. They know you're onto something. They're scared. You're scaring them. Law enforcement has been involved in this case. If they think Beddy is fucking scary, she's like a little yapping fucking chihuahua with a bald ass and a bad fucking haircut. All right? Nobody's fucking scared of this bitch besides the misinformation and the incitement of crazy shit because of her theories and shit that she runs with. That's it. Let's be honest here. Someday she makes Mr. Ed look fucking good.
That's a 5-head.
Because I remember stopping everything and saying, what were we talking about that provoked that response? And then I received a message that wasn't this person and they didn't do it and, you know, whatever. But it was funny because at that time, the only thing that we were focusing on was the pickle bag. And we have recently started talking about the pickle bag again. And we even...
I love how she twists shit and her audiences know the wiser to like go back and like look and see. No, that's not quite how this went down, but you learned a new fucking word this time. Yay, you. Good for you.
Listen to hiccups than this old bat.
No fucking shit, right?
No.
took a video of somebody getting inside of one before this happened.
I'd rather listen to Kenzie at 1:30 in the morning. Mom, can you make me soup? I'm hungry.
No, I don't agree.
That's what I was doing at 1:30 this morning.
Yeah.
Kyle is shh. He's lucky I didn't fold him up like a burrito again.
Why? What?
I didn't fold you up.
I don't snore.
You survived again another night without me folding.
So
He actually, the other night after I was giving him shit on here, you guys, and telling him that I was going to fold him up because I thought he stopped breathing, he handed me the remote. We went to bed and he hands me the remote to his side of the bed. And I looked at him and I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, just in case I start snoring, you can set me up again. I'm like, oh, look at him. Oh, Penelope, I am so fucking jealous. I'm oozing with jealousy. I have not practiced 42 times of mugshots. I have not fucking been a disappointment and a failure to all of my family, just parts of them, my entire life. I don't have fucking bleached dead hair that is falling off my head. I'm so jealous.
We don't exploit families and missing children.
Yeah. I'm just oozing with jealousy, just like Brittany J too. I'm fucking so oozing with jealousy over these sweaty Beddy bitches. Trust and believe. I am, yeah, that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Yep. You got me pegged right there. Gold star. So fucking jealous. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, where's the lady? Which lady are you talking about? Because I don't see a lady. I see a moo cow.
That, I don't know if that's the case, but, looking back on everything, honestly, is Cheeky, did I see somebody say hi to Cheeky? Is Cheeky in the house? Oh, sound the bullhorn. Hey, Cheeky, it's nice to see you. I hope you're doing well.
I'm so jealous that my friends are only conditional friends, that on Monday through Saturday, they send me Bible verses to tell me what a corrupt motherfucker I am, and then make me t-shirts that say terrible things, but then they pray for me, and then I cuss, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm such a disappointment. I'm really jealous that I don't have friends like that too. My friends text me and say like, good morning, gorgeous. Good morning, beautiful. How was your day? Good morning, lovely. A couple of them say die bitch, but there's that. But I'm so jealous that I don't have her group of friends either. Totally jealous. Chalk it up.
You're doing well. Where's my fudge? I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm bossy. What can I say? I'm not bossy. I'm just aggressively helpful, but I wasn't really aggressively helpful, was I?
Aggressively helpful. Oh, God.
I was aggressively helpful for me. Oh, Seth looked amazing. He did. He looked great. He really did. He cleans up well.
I'm going to be nice and reserve comments on that.
He cleans up well. So, and he did a great interview. I got to say that was, he was very strong in that interview. I really do believe, you know, and I have to be honest with you.
He was very strong in that interview. It takes a whole lot of strength to bash your ex. Yeah, I'm sure. Yep. Real
He
hard.
just wants his son home.
Real hard day.
That's all he cares about. He doesn't care about the squabble, the family squabbles. He doesn't care about any of that. All he wants is his son home. And that's
Doohickey. Now that I'm jealous of being in Bali. I'm jealous of.
Yeah.
Doohickey, thank you for the support. But Penelope, I'm jealous of Doohickey.
Let's go on location.
Yeah, I'm coming to visit. That I'm jealous of. Okay, carrying on.
That's the one thing he's not getting. And then the next thing he's not getting is stinking answers. You know, I said the pickle bag or the mattress. Yeah. But if we had to look back on it, both of the outbursts that we saw have been, when we were talking about the pickle bag, honestly. I mean, I truly believe that I was thinking back and I thought it was the gathering of voices. But now that I'm kind of looking at it, we had reinvigorated the conversation about the pickle bag. And I remember one of our audience members, unnamed audience members.
A horse with no name.
Member decided to see her grandson was coming over and she wanted to see what it was like. She got hers out.
Oh, yeah. The lady that had her grandchild climb in a bag and zip him up because that's not fucking demented or anything. Okay.
And he was a little bit taller. And but I think generally around the same weight, maybe a few pounds heavier. And it is potentially doable, you know?
Smiles, it's a military issued bag.
So, but if we had because the first outburst was months ago when we started talking about, when did we start talking about it? In May? Or not May, but March or April? I have to go back and look at it. I remember putting it on my thumbnail. But I have to think that it was, but it was because it was one of our audience members that had brought it up because I remember they said pickle bag. And I remember thinking, what in the world is a pickle bag?
Told you guys she just learned about this. And so it's been this like, oh my God, that's it. Nobody else knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Oh, that's it. I'm sounding smart now with the military shit.
Is this a bag that holds a bunch of pickles? Don't laugh at me, okay? I'm laughing enough at myself, but I swear that's what I thought. And then somebody had sent me a picture of the bag and said, "This is a pickle bag." And then when I showed other people, they said it's what they call a sea bag. So it doesn't really matter what you refer to the bag as, but it's the green kind of military bag that they use to transport their stuff when they're moving about. And it holds a lot of stuff. It's really good. It's like water resistant. I was learning all about it. And I also learned there's different sizes. There's smaller ones, medium ones, and larger size ones. I don't know what the standard issue is. Maybe I think we did discuss it, but I forgot it. So somebody might have to remind me what standard issue size is.
Or you could just Google it again.
So we can look at the right thing. But now that I'm kind of looking back on it, I remember the first outburst. And it was right after we started talking about the pickle bag. And we just re-engaged that conversation. The light bulb just went off in my head just now.
Oh, yeah. It's total light bulb. The fucking lights have been dim. You're not even on the fucking clapper switch. Clap on and they do nothing. It's just a fucking dull nothing. Nothing once again.
Interesting.
There ain't no light turning on up there.
Hey, Beddy, look, you made it home. Yes, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be with my poopy. My poopy calms me down. You know, she's just so sweet. She's such a snuggle muffin, you know? All she wants to do is love, play and love, play and love, play and love, play and love. And then eat, you know? But she'd rather play and love before she eats. She's just like, I'm just relaxed. Like I'm just sitting here. She's sleeping. I'm just rubbing her.
Feeling bad for you that you have to put up with me.
Oh, no.
I love her so much.
Thor!
She's just a pickle bag.
Thor's on it tonight. Thor Kyle is thoroughly enjoying your comments tonight. He's over here just cracking up.
I guess I could type it too. But
He's just enjoying all your comments, you guys. He's sitting here reading and just, you guys can't hear him because he's sitting away from me again, but he's just reading your guys' comments and commentating.
But I have to be honest with you. I'm terrified to drop her off at my mom's.
Oh, you guys, Kenzie's doing great. She had kind of a rough night. She ended up with a rash from the tape, we think is what it is. She's got marks. It looks like it's probably from the tape where the tape was, but her poor skin is so sensitive as is. She, Penelope, come on now. Come on, Penelope, quit trolling us. God. Oh, Penelope's trolling the fuck out of us and I love it. Anyways, she got a little rash and I got her up throughout the night. So I got her to eat before I went and laid down, got her meds, everything situated. Then we got up throughout the night. She wanted soup in the middle of the night. So I made her soup, got her medicated, got back to bed, got her gauze changed, everything like that. And then this morning she woke up and that rash was pretty bad from the tape. So you're not even going to believe what happened. So I'm like, shit, I don't have any cloth tape. So I went and found a shoelace from Here Comes Whiskey with a shoelace across the living room. And I was like, oh, wait, I wonder if that will fit around her head. So I grabbed the shoelace from Whiskey because Whiskey's got shoelaces all over the house. There's a black one right on the floor right there. And it just dawned on me that might work. Sure as shit. I put it on, tied it around her head, tied it under her nose with the gauze so she didn't have to use the tape anymore. Whiskey came in and kept trying to take it off of her. Whiskey kept coming in. She fell back asleep, Kenzie did. And Whiskey would sit there and try to take the shoelace back off Sis's face and the gauze out from under her nose. She was so bad. She's just a terrible cat. But she's doing really good. She's been sore and pretty miserable, but she's hanging in there. She's a tough cookie.
One of these days, I'm not getting her back. I'm telling you, my mom is just head over heels in love with her fur grandchild.
Tonight, the goal is to sleep for 6 hours at once. That would be amazing because I'm going on like 2 hours of sleep. I set my alarm to get her up, but then I just couldn't even fall asleep because I was worried about her. So, Mama's tired, but she's doing really good. Thank you guys for all asking.
Her grand fur child. How do you call that? I don't know what she calls it. You honestly got the read after you started speaking about the pickle bag. Once you started traveling.
Oh, Smiles, thank you.
Boom, you got hit. Yeah. It's very interesting. You know, we need to.
Can the chat, Penelope, thank you for starting a trend. Can everybody in the chat list 1 or 2 things that you're jealous of Beddy, that Beddy has that you don't? Mine would be mugshots and
Herpes.
I don't know if she's got that.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were just saying things.
Just random things. We're just making things up like Beddy now. Can you please list 1 or 2 things that you're jealous of Beddy, please? Her dog. Her dog. Her hair. I also might be jealous of her titties because her titties hang low. They wobble to and fro. She can tie them in a knot. She can tie them in a bow. I can't do that yet. So she's got more talent than I do. So I'm jealous of her Pippi long boobies or titty long stockings and definitely her mugshots. Yep. Her hair.
Explore that a little more, to be honest with you.
Her hair is winning.
Because,
her dog.
I've always felt like there was more things missing, and we can't discredit
her sequins, her car, her cooking skills, and her criminal record and cooking skills. If gray is your thing, yes. Her GPA at an uncredited 2-year college revival. Ouch. Oh, Lisa, yeah, we're Penelope. We're all jealous. So press pass. Oh my gosh, look at you. Green screen, hoop earrings, the double mattress. Aren't we up to a triple now these days? Her hoops, bigger the hoop, the bigger the hoe. Hey.
Retaining pond or
her misinformation.
Or, the trash dumpster. What was in those? Clearly, thankfully it wasn't, the worst case scenario, but there had to have been something.
Oh, if I got to pick a 3rd thing, I'd say her brows. I haven't had a unibrow since like 1984. I was 1.
Really?
Yeah, but she's got it going on.
Let's start thinking outside of the box. Tell me what your theories are. Send it to bullhornbetty@gmail.com.
Rugged?
We almost 1,000 people.
Oh.
Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button.
Kyle said he kind of likes the brows. He kind of likes Betty's brows. He said that they're given rough around the edges.
As you're coming in or going out, share this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, if you're not able to comment, it's because we've had a massive amount of trolls. I truly believe paid trolls, but either way, we've had a massive amount of trolls that have been coming over here. So we've had to regulate our chat because
her fandom. Anybody say that? Paparazzi? Are you jealous that the paparazzi that Beddy thinks follow her around? She thinks she's got her own paparazzi. Anybody jealous of that? she calls them stalkers when truly it's going to switch up here pretty soon, and just she's going to start saying it's just paparazzi. It's just press wanting to take my picture because I'm so important.
We are very thankful to our audience, and our audience doesn't deserve to be put through this. So we've got 5 days, and if somebody wants to come over here and talk crap, they can, talk crap, get hit, and wait 5 more days. That's pretty unhinged. I gotta be honest with you. That's pretty unhinged. And the best part is you can just go over and make your own channel, and you can talk all the crap
Right,
on your
Lisa?
side of the street. You don't even have to be in here.
And yes, we're being petty bitches. Abso-fucking-lutely. Petty bitches and dicks. Yep. That's where we reside tonight. I have zero gives a fuck about Beddy at all. Not one bit. When she continually does this, and yeah, sorry, the petty is going to come out in full effect. It's the best way of handling her at this point because it is absolutely the most ridiculous, disheartening thing to see what she does to this family on a daily basis.
Hello, Coffee Cup. Hey, Adrian.
Her bra
Nice to see
collection.
you. Doing good. Got good news today. No surgery for my fingers, which was dislocated and fractured. Oh, that is good. I hope they heal well then. I hope they heal well. Nerdy girl, it's nice to see you, my love. I hope you're doing well. Winning bigly. Sebastian's Army, it's nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Oh my God, you're
No,
blonde.
that's Taylor.
No, I'm actually gray. I'm growing out the blonde. I went through a horrible helmet phase, but I'm finally through the helmet phase, and so it's down to here. So I just gotta let it grow a little bit more, and the blonde's going, and it's gonna be all natural, babe, all natural, gray and all. I just don't care anymore. People are gonna love me for who I am, not my blonde hair or my
the hair is the least of your concerns.
blue eyes. Oh, good gracious! Oh, good gracious! Didn't have fights from his doggy when he threw his arm over the bench. He was at home. Yeah, I don't know about the scratches on the arm because 8 days later is when the interview was conducted. And
but she made such a big deal out of those scratches on the arm.
It was Channel 2 that conducted. It was either Channel 2 or Channel 17. But either way, that was 8 days. That was 8 days in. So those scratches were prominent 8 days afterwards. And I'm still trying to find out what day he actually, disappeared. So it's
what day he actually disappeared, ma'am? What?
Did they happen before or after?
Again, law enforcement would have thoroughly investigated those scratches if they were there during. This is just fucking ridiculous.
He have been wearing a long sleeve shirt when he came home. I don't know. We don't know what you know what? We could ask. Maybe we'll ask. That'll be another conversation for another time. Oh, I missed it. Oh, what's this? Mama Bear, 1 month. Something wrong. Sub only chat type. Bar not open. Huh. Did I have it on wrong? Let's see what we got here. Hold on a second. I get on the bottom. You know what? I think you're right.
Did anybody say they're jealous of her graphic tee collection? That her best friend's name's Sonia, that she owns a graphic tee company that she don't even know how to fucking write proper funny things.
Hold on just a second. Maybe I got this. Give me just a second. You type in the chat. I know that, but I don't know if that.
Well, by the way, my shirt should be here pretty soon.
Helped if you had unsubscribed and resubscribed, that might have triggered it. But I just moved it to 24 hours because I'm getting off anyways. I'm like I said, I'm tired. I really don't have a whole lot of talking points because I literally just got done driving. I ate, I took a shower, and then I came live because I know you guys were wanting to know if I made it back to Florida safe and sound, which I did. I went through 3 states in 11 hours, and I've been up since 4 a.m. So I'm kind of exhausted at this moment. So the good news is I actually slept well. I think it was crazy because the day of court, Tony was texting me at I don't know. He's like, I can't sleep. Meet downstairs for coffee. And I'm like, okay, I'll see you soon. So we went downstairs, and he's like, I couldn't sleep last night, and I slept like a rock. I literally, I crashed out. I was absolutely zonked out. I had no problem sleeping even the night before, which is surprising because usually I'm a ball of nerves going through over every little thing. It's just the way my brain works. And I was completely calm.
What happened to that Billy Badass?
My brain shut off. I was able to go to sleep and have a good night's sleep. I was well rested. I'm still tired. I don't know why, but I'm always so tired. And I think it's just because my sleep schedule is all over the place. Some days I'm up 3, some days I'm up 4, some days I don't get up until 7. My mornings are kind of all over the place, but I still get up still fairly early in the mornings, no matter what time I get up. So, even this morning, it wasn't very hard for me to wake up at 4 o'clock and get moving. I had the whole car packed up for my stuff, and Tony and I had agreed to meet in the lobby at 4:45. And I had already loaded it up like a half hour before. I think I had my stuff loaded in the car at like 4:15 in the morning. So I'm up there, just lollygagging, reading over emails and stuff like that in the room. And I look up and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like 5, it's like 20 till 5. I'm like, crap. So I start heading down, and Tony, you could just see this nervousness on Tony's face. And he goes, I didn't know if I should call or whatever. I'm like, did you honestly think I was going to be late? And he's like, well, I didn't know. I'm like, my stuff's already packed in the vehicle. You're late. You're late. So we got back to the airport on time, thank goodness. But just like he's honey. Oh, look at that Gene Simmons. Look at that Gene Simmons. Aw, you're awake. Say hi, everybody. She doesn't like.
Okay, the puppy is fucking cute.
When I pick her up like this. And that's okay. That's okay.
I'm the type that thinks any dog is cute, though.
So I got on there, and it was funny because the lady, when I was walking out, she's like, "Are you checking out?" I said, "Honestly, I don't know." I said, "If I don't come back within an hour, then you can check me out," because I didn't know if I was going to be too tired. But once you're out,
Penelope, give us another thing to talk about. Can you give us another talking point, Penelope? You've had some good ones tonight that have gotten the chat engaged. I'm sure you got another one. What else? What else do we got? Give us something that we can talk about.
you're up. I had a cup of coffee. By that time, it's like, get on the road. It was pitch black out. Just get on the road and start heading back to Florida.
When life calms down over here, there's so many things. We got to get my roast done, but I would like to do a Never Have I Ever Beddy edition. We did the Molly edition. That was fucking fun as hell. But I would like to do a Bullhorn Beddy edition of Never Have I Ever, and that would be a shit show.
So I think this is the first time I've made it back to Florida.
I would have to invite Burnt Toast to join me for that one, though, because she knows way more than I do.
Before like 10 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? So it was actually kind of, I enjoyed the ride
What
home.
Doris
I
say?
did enjoy the ride home, and I enjoyed coming home in the daylight more than anything. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. I want to thank everybody in here. I made it home. Once I get some talking points and go over the case and get some of our articles that we're going to be discussing and our interviews that we're going to be discussing, then we should be good. We should be good to go for tomorrow. Now, I don't know. I may go ahead and go on TikTok and get some get a couple videos chummed out on TikTok with a green screen and upload those before I go live tomorrow. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I'm still working very diligently on some court paperwork, and that's where we're at. All right, guys, I love you. God bless you all.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank God we're done. We're done. We're done. Her battle. She looked okay. Penelope, great. Great. Next one. Who do you think she resembled in court? If you had to compare Beddy to a famous celebrity or whatever animal, whatever you want to do, who did Beddy resemble?
Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Penelope said a Kardashian. What's your guys' next one? Penelope's great tonight. I love this. Okay. Charlie Sheen. No, you did not. Sheena Marie. Charlie Sheen. Tanya Harding. No, Peg, that's me. Skink ass Tanya Harding. Dog. Oh my, Ric Flair. No. Oh my, Gary Busey. Oh my God. She resembled Donald J. Trump. You guys are too much tonight. Oh, the Illinois newspaper. We're good. Thank you for the information, but we know what's going on. She's not technically being sued yet in Tennessee. She's got 6 criminal charges, 3 orders of protection that last 1 year, and 1 temporary order of protection right now that's been extended until October 10th. Currently, there's no civil litigation going on, but that could happen. You guys are too much. Amber Heard. Oh my God. I'm not going to read some of these out loud, but these are great. Holy shit. You guys are cracking me up. The Kardashian, more like Hulk Hogan. Kimberly, I get called the Hulk. Snap it to a Slim Jim is classic.
Macho Man. Randy Savage.
Randy Savage. Billy Ray Cyrus after bleaching his hair.
Carol
Don't
Baskin.
tell my heart, my achy breaky heart. Carol Baskin. No, Smiles. You guys. Angie, we're just being petty assholes tonight. Truly. It's just Beddy, so we're being petty. because Betty's just a whole fucking train wreck, and Penelope's given us some great talking points tonight. She did not actually. That was one of the better looks I've seen personally too. Like I've seen her look worse, and she didn't have sequins on or some obnoxious like big old fake jewelry on her shirt. So I agree with you. You guys are cracking me up, but we're just being petty because it's after dark. It's nonsense after dark. We pull out the petty asshole sides of us. Wicked Witch of the West. I did two smiles. I did too.
The Tin Man.
In comparison to what she could have, yeah, her look, like what she was wearing and stuff, was the least of my worries. But in my opinion, it was probably one of the more appropriate attires that I've seen her wear to court.
She's got practice.
She looked presidential, Penelope. Like which president, though? Which president? If we're gonna call her presidential, which president did she look like? That's our next question. Penelope is giving me so much tonight, and I'm loving it. Thank you, Penelope. She looked like Tom Petty. Yes, Saga. Yep, I will give you that too. She was quiet. It was the best look I've seen. Absolutely. Oh my God, here we go with the no. Oh, tough love bug. Oh my God, that's no. Ray Liotta. Jana, I'm glad she didn't have her Chris shirt on. I'm surprised that ballsy bitch didn't though. Willie Nelson's hair. Oh my gosh, Meatloaf. You guys are too much tonight. Jimmy Carter. No, honestly though, in reality, that was one of the better looks I've seen her. She looked appropriate. She didn't make an ass out of herself in comparison to whatever. Don't do Tom Petty like that, Jimmy Carter. Oh my gosh, Dwight Yoakam. Ooh, Cat's Eye. Yes. Kyle and I saw the preview for that in the Beetlejuice one. That does look pretty good.
Which one?
Yeah, that's true. That is her idol, Mercy. What did Thor say now? Warren G. God, Thor. Thor's on it tonight. All right. We've been petty enough with Betty. Don't do Jimmy Carter like that. You guys are like Crypt Keeper. What did you think of it, Cat's Eye? I was kind of disappointed. I didn't know what to really expect though. I just think they could have done so many different storylines there that they kind of jumped ahead, in my opinion, and kind of smushed it all together. I wasn't overly impressed. Michael Bolton. Oh shit.
The cast was amazing.
They compared Betty to Michael
You
Bolton.
take that back.
Kyle is personally affected now, Kimberly.
He's a gift from God.
What's the lady, the televangelist lady? Not Joyce Myers. Shit. Hold on, let me Google it. Jeepers Creepers. Oh my gosh, you guys are too much. Yeah, I should have probably given a disclaimer. If it's after dark over here, like if it's a nighttime live stream, you guarantee that we're just gonna be fucking assholes. Not Tammy Faye. Hold on. Hold on. She had a tragic accident, so I'm not comparing her to that part of it, but give me 1 second. I always forget this lady's name. Joyce Meyer drives me nuts. Tammy Faye. Her hair's not big enough for Tammy Faye Baker. Where is she? Lori Baker. She's another one that she could be, but that's not who I was thinking of. Hold on. They might have said it in the chat.
Michael Bolton is great. He may be like super old and soft for everybody, but he's got some bangers.
Damn it, what's her name? It's not Tammy. What is...
Lark Farquaad, Gloria Copeland, Garth Lansford, Gwen Shamblin.
Yes, Gwen Shamblin. Jen Hoffa, right there. Gwen Shamblin. Yep, that's exactly who. I knew one of you guys would get it. Jen Hoffa, right there. Shamblin. Yep. I always forget that woman's name.
Alf.
Elf. Oh my gosh.
No, Alf got picked up in Ohio.
Her hair's not quite big enough to be Gwen either, but the attitude. Yes, Gwen is the one that passed away on the plane. Yep. That whole story is crazy. The way down. Yes. Yeah. That whole story with that one is so crazy. Yes, you guys. Yep. You guys were right on it. Shamblin. Thank you all for who got that. Oh, there was a oh, that's a big old fucking bug. What is that?
It dropped. It didn't fly.
It went by my head. It dropped?
It looked like it dropped. No, like when you hit the pillow, it looked like it fell down by your butt.
Well, I don't see it.
All right. Good luck.
I got it. It's just a bug. It won't eat me.
Yeah, right.
It made a weird noise when it hit, though. Scott, Kyle, step away from the YouTube. You're too good for it, mate. Kyle, when I make him listen to shit like this, he got home today and I asked him, I was like, how long does it take to change spark plugs? And he looked at me like I had 4 heads. Well, I might have. I might some days have 4 heads. But he just kind of dumbfounded looked at me like, why are you asking this? You know it doesn't take shit because he's changed our spark plugs and wires in all of our vehicles. And I'm like, well, just answer the question. And he's like, it would take me under an hour and a half and they're super cheap. And I was like, okay. Just thought so. And he looks at me and he goes, there's YouTube videos showing. And I was like, I know. I just needed to ask an expert.
Thanks, Twist. Hope you
Yes,
had a good
Penelope,
day,
thank
too.
you for being fun tonight. Seriously, it was great. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Oh my gosh. To smell it, Gina. Ugh. Yes, Linda. Yeah. You guys are right on that. All right, y'all. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your night. I am out of here. Tomorrow I will be live during the day. It'll be a daytime stream and it'll be a longer stream because we have to get through Spanky and BJ and Brooks and all those people. And it'll be a more very serious, disgusting conversation because what they've been saying and doing is horrific. At nighttime, we just cut loose over here. It is what it is. So you just replaced headlights on my friend's car with YouTube help. And then I said to her, who's your daddy?
Yeah, that's what you
That's
say.
exactly right.
Whenever you fix a car, that's what you say.
That is right. Anybody have to, I mean, Brittany might need to change her blinker fluid too.
The flux capacitor could have gone out.
The flux capacitor could
Yeah.
have gone out too. True. That's true. Yes. Thank you for the chat tonight. All the mods in here, of course. Thank you for everybody for participating and having just some laughs and realizing we were just being assholes tonight. I will see you guys sometime tomorrow and we will talk about the dream team and the cycles of misinformation and the disgusting nature of it all. Get some rest, y'all.